Good morning. Good morning. So it's the following day, it's Sunday the 23rd, and after a very unsuccessful and stressful night of trying to fit the bottom bracket, which was this Shimano BBR60 with a SRAM GXP adapter, so to take 24 to 22 mil. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but it has done the job of taking it from 22 to 24 mil. So it is narrower in there, but it's just got completely stuck. So the actual bearings within the bottom bracket cup do not move. So as I said in the last clip, I did a click and collect order on a SRAM GXP bottom bracket from Halfords here in the UK, which I can still pick up at 11 AM. So it's actually 10:05 right now. So 10:05 right now, and I have managed to find a SRAM GXP bottom bracket. Somebody on Facebook Marketplace close to home was selling one for £20. It has all the bits in there. It was fitted once and then they swapped the cranks they were using, so it was taken off. So there's a couple of scratches on the outside of the cup, but other than that it's brand new. I've cleaned the bottom bracket shell out again, so I'm hoping that I could go ahead and just fit this, and then the crank, there's no issues there. Fingers crossed. That was a bit stressful yesterday, to say the least, because now with this being a competition build, there's a lot more riding on it than when you're normally just building up a bike. So yeah, let's go ahead and fit this one and see where we're at, see if we've managed to overcome this speed bump. So I hope you can see there that the bottom bracket is now on. It's secure on both sides. Like I said, I don't have a torque wrench attachment that I can use for screwing on bottom brackets, but I do have the right attachment for doing the 8mm Allen key on the non-drive side crank arm to actually secure the cranks in place. So let's go ahead now and see if we can get these cranks working. So I just want to show you here the concern about the crank arm hitting the chainstay is still very real. So that's the clearance I've got now, and the actual crank isn't fully on yet. So yeah, that's still likely to be a problem. The GXP bottom bracket does come with these 2.5mm spacers, which would bring the cups out a bit, but I know that you're not meant to use those unless your frame's for a 73mm bottom bracket, and in that case your actual crank spindle is longer. Sorry about the dog. It becomes a 75mm spindle instead of a 70mm spindle. So I'll just flip the bike round again so that we can tighten the bolt on the non-drive side. So there's like a bearing dust cap here that fits on first, and then the crank arm, and then the crank arm fits over that. I've then got the torque wrench, which says 48 to 54 Newton meters. So I have it now set to 52 Newton meters. I might go for the minimum actually of 48. So that would be, mine's a weird torque wrench where it's got like 42 and then you have to add 6 on. So yeah, 42 add 6, that's 48. So that's the minimum. Extremely close, but it's still clearing at this point. Very, very close. So that's 48 Newton meters. You can get the tool off again. There you go. So let's see where we're at. Oh yeah, we've got about a millimetre of clearance on that side, and the same on that side. Oh my god, what a difference having the right bottom bracket makes. Look at that. Yes. Oh, that's great. That's really good. Right, so I can cancel my click and collect Halford's order. And we can move on with the next step of this game. Oh yeah. Thank goodness. Fit the pedals now. Hey. Oh, I just want to stay here and just spin this thing now. That was a real worry. Yeah, this Shimano bottom bracket is now completely unusable. I mean, I might try and knock that out of there with a screwdriver at a later date, but so they are these cheap shims that you can order. I think it was like £4 for a shim. There are warnings about it not working with certain bottom brackets, but it did not say that it wouldn't work with the BBR 60 bottom bracket. So I was hoping that it would. I followed the instructions on the eBay description, but no, it's just jammed in there, probably never to be released again, and the actual bearing is just not turning at all. Yeah, there's no play left to right in that crank either. Happy with that. I'll show you the clearance now. So there's only like 2 or 3 mil there, and 2 or 3 mil there, but that's about perfect really. To say that these chainstays are to fit sort of 2.3 inch tyres, 2.1 inch tyres, you know, that's pretty good going, and I'm glad that with the right bottom bracket, these rival 1 cranks are looking like they're going to be perfect. Right, so what do you think? How's that crank looking? Alright, there we go, spin test. It's not as quick as Chris Nicotera's Trek, but it's pretty good. I'm happy with that. I always go a bit overboard on the grease as well, so after a while it should loosen up. But yeah, the next thing I'm going to do is fit these Diamondback DB4L pedals. Yeah, they've got no Newton meter or torque setting written on them, but I'll just do them hand tight with a 6mm Allen key. Always grease your pedal threads, because not doing that can cause problems down the line. So one cool thing about pedals is that both pedals, so both sides, if you screw towards the front of the bike, then that tightens. Screw towards the back of the bike, that loosens. Yeah, if anybody knows the torque setting for pedals, then let me know. These are going straight on, which is good news. Very good news. So yeah, the moral of the story for last night this weekend is don't bother with the adapter shims for Holotech 2 to SRAM GXP. I think GXP bottom brackets don't have the best write-up, but we'll have to just see how we get on with that. So there we have it. Got the pedals on and the cranks on. Looking good. The next thing I want to do is put the wheels on, put the wheels back on, and then get my saddle height. Once I've got my saddle height, then I'll be installing the Hite Rite. Yes, eventually we're going to get to that Hite Rite. Nothing's ever plain sailing, is it? But it looks great. I'm happy with how the cranks have gone on. The fact that we've still got enough clearance is very good. I thought I was going to have to bring the angle grinder out and take off material off the end of brand new crank arms. So there we go. A guy called Jonathan, who lives locally to me, has saved the day with a £20 GXP bottom bracket. Saved me £12–13 as well, because the one from Halfords was going to be a bit of a drive to get there, and £33. So yeah, happy with that deal.